What's going on, everybody? It's Burt Crown coming to the YouTube video, and today we have new Friday content. No, we didn't get new MSPs because the MSPs came out Tuesday with the face-off event, but we did get new cards as you're seeing behind me. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the sets, which I think are a little pricey, but there's ways around that. And then we can look at the cards with the new lineup combinations and everything you need to know about the massive drop we got today. But let's get into it. So first of all, we got Martin Brodeur, Al MacInnis, and Eric Lindros. Al MacInnis is interesting because Chris Pronger has been craving a D partner to help him out with that AP boost, and that might be it. Or there might be more that you want to get after to give Al MacInnis an overall boost. But we get 3 brand new icons, and with the brand new icons comes new Hut heroes, where you get Cam Ward, Chris Phillips, and Mike Gartner. Mike Gartner has an 81 overall card that's an absolute speed demon, or it's an 83 overall, can't remember. But that Mike Gartner card is crazy fast. So this one should be interesting. And then with that as well comes rookies, where we get Carey Price, Cale Makar, and Steven Stamkos. Steven Stamkos is not with Nashville because it's a rookie card, so he was with Tampa Bay, which makes things interesting. But leading into that, we have new captain cards where you get your Connor McDavid, your Roman Josi, Charlie McAvoy, and Mika Zibanejad. So we've got new captains, new rookies, new icons, and new Hut heroes. Now, we didn't get new MSPs for the face-off event. That appears to be our event for the next 2 weeks, but we did get new cards. We've got Philip Forsberg, Rasmus Anderson, Adam Lowry, Zellweger, Yuri Kuric. Said that wrong. Don't worry about that. Jonathan Lecker-Mackey. I nailed that one. I won't be told otherwise. Zach Bogosian, and Jasper Bodquist. Now, I know what you're thinking. That is an absolute ton of cards, which it is, but that's not where it ends. We also got Philip Gustafson, Jake Wallman, Luke Evangelista. Nailed it. Carl Grunstrom, Curtis McDermott, Connor Sheary, Matt Grzelcyk, Alexander Holtz, Artem Gurviev, sure, and Jack Roslovic. So as of right now, guys, the way we're looking at this, as of right now, we're thinking this is an absolute slam dunk. An absolute home run. There is no way we could be upset with getting this unbelievable amount of content, which you're right. This amount of content is ridiculously good. And then when you add in, they gave us a whole new list of lineup combinations, which is going to absolutely shuffle, 1, the market, and 2, how you build your team, which I'm a big fan of. You're going to see in my first lineup, I have probably the most interesting lineup combination in my opinion, where a fantasy card, which I'm using Taylor Hall, a Pittsburgh player, which I'm going to go get Sidney Crosby's rookie card, and William Nylander, which is the Toronto Maple Leafs, not only gives you one overall boost, but it also gives you a $5 million salary boost. That is a new lineup combination and many more. So you see we got Philly, Edmonton, Washington, and then we got Edmonton, Rangers, and Tampa Bay, all for +2 overall. This is where this gets interesting. 1, we've got Mike Gardner, Washington, Eric Lindros, Philly, and the new Connor McDavid. So all of those 3 cards could get you +2 overall. But on top of that, if you did the Leon Draisaitl moments and you get the Steven Stamkos, you pair that with a New York Ranger, and you've got 2 of the newest, strongest lines in the game, all because of lineup combinations and the content they dropped. So, yes, we got new lineup combinations, not only with the forwards, but the defense got fantasy with a Kraken, Colorado with a Flyer, Calgary with an Ottawa Senator, and then salary gets it with Kraken, fantasy, Boston, Nashville, and then also the Toronto, Pittsburgh fantasy, and then Washington face-off player and Rangers, and then also they doubled down there with Washington face-off and Rangers for AP, and Boston, Nashville, you see at the bottom, they doubled down with for AP as well. So they gave us a lot of good lineup combinations. They gave us a ton of good cards. At this moment, you are sitting here thinking this is a massive W. And then you go and look at the cost, and the first reaction you're going to have is, oh my God, this is incredibly expensive. And for some of them is right, but when it comes to Captain McDavid, which we're going to go look at all these cards in a second, An 85 and 383s for an 86 overall does seem like a lot, but when you actually break it down into a lesser build, when you go and build the 85 JT Miller, that's 582s. So essentially, you can get yourself an 86 Connor McDavid for 582s and 383s. Now, that's a trade I'm willing to make, right? Like, if you have the 85 JT Miller, trade him in now, sure, why not? But if you don't have anything and you're wondering that's an expensive price, it's only 582s and 383s for an 86 Connor McDavid, which is probably the fastest card in the game. So on that side of things, building this in particular set, that's not too crazy. But however, there is no sugarcoating this set here. An 86 overall and 384s is pretty aggressive, considering the fact that alumni cards are already more expensive than regular overall. So it's not like you're going out and getting an 83 overall alumni player to make the 86s for a cheap cost, because they're already so much more expensive. And with these cards coming out, they're going to be even more expensive. So this set is pretty bad to build. The McDavid one, it's easier to swallow because it's not as expensive, but this one is pretty rough. And then when it comes to the rookie set, it gets even more egregious or aggressive, we'll call it, where you have to put in 284 rookie cards and 482s. The 82s isn't bad, but when you take into account the 284s, you're talking about 581s. But not just once, you're talking about twice. So to get yourself one Cale Makar, you need 10 81s and 482s. Now again, for a Cale Makar, this card might be nasty and you might think like this actually is worth it, and we'll have to see when we look at the build. But just the shock value of looking at this immediately, it's a very expensive looking set. Now again, 1081s might not be that bad now that I'm thinking about it, but it's still the shock value of having to go and do the two ultimate rookies or whatever we want to call them. Like, I almost think it would have been better if we seen this Cale Makar set with 482s and 1081s. I think that would have been a less of a shock value than seeing the 284 overall rookie cards. And that goes the same with the hut builders. They have the same setup where you need 482s and 284s. Now, again, I would have almost preferred if they just put the cost of building the 284s down below instead of having that shock factor of, holy, I have to build 284s and 482s just to get an 86 on my team. That is the shock factor that turns people off because of that immediate reaction. But when you look at the actual low-end cost of it, maybe it's not that terrible, but with the extra added price of alumni, it's pretty rough. Now, they also did add new moments where you can get collectibles to use for the moment sets. This is 4 moments, 8 collectibles. If that's something you want to chase, that is there. Just thought I'd point that out. Now, with that being said, let's get into all of the cards we got here. We're going to start with Martin Brodeur. If you're a fan, get after it. That's the only way you're building this card. With the price tag, you're probably going elsewhere. But Martin Brodeur, 88 speed with Showstopper and Dialed In is pretty nasty. And then Eric Lindros, the one that I really wanted to see. Eric Lindros, 87 overall, 90 face-off, 90 speed, 88 shot. That's actually a really nasty card. But he already has good face-offs on his icon card, and he's already 89 speed on his icon card. And with the new Philly combination for +2 overall, there is actually an argument to not put the aggressive price into building this Eric Lindros and just get his original alumni card and just get that to a 2 overall boost to get you to 91 speed and a good face-off. But this Eric Lindros card is built pretty good with Unstoppable Force and Tape to Tape. And then Al McKenna's 87 speed with Rocket and 97 shot power. Hitting the net's been a problem, but I mean, with 97 shot power and 91 slap shot accuracy, he shouldn't have a problem hitting the net, especially with Rocket. And I mean, it's at this stage of the game, it's got to be a guaranteed goal, no? And then we got Mike Gardner with 92 speed, And don't forget, you can get him up to +2 overall, so you can get him a 94 speed with wheels, giving this card a little bit of a competition for the Teemu Selanne card. So again, giving you more flexibility in your lineups. Instead of everybody just running the Selanne line now, you're going to see people running the Mike Gardner line and then other people running the Selanne line, just giving everybody more options, which is what we really needed to see. So the lineup combos and the cards are really helping. And then he gets wheels, which is just absolutely nasty. Chris Phillips gets a defensive card, 86 speed, 91 body check, 91 defensive awareness with 88 stick check and no contest. So essentially this Phillips card is going to be great for your team. And it's also going to be great because no contest isn't anywhere near one of the best ones. So you would just not activate that and use your AP elsewhere. And then Cam Ward has elite sponge. AP's really good on goalies. And Cam Ward has 87 speed, 6'1". But I probably wouldn't build this goalie. If you're talking about Hut Heroes, the build for me has got to be Mike Gardner. And then we got Cale Makar with 91 speed, 85 shooting accuracy, edges and quick release. Which actually, quick release, I don't really hate that one because you're doing a lot of skating and shooting with this Cale Makar card. So you get into the slot, quick release activates. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. So this is actually a good card. 79 body check is very interesting. I don't know why they have his body check so unbelievably low, but this is a really good build card. Carey Price has dialed in and showstopper with 93 speed at 6'3". I'm all for everybody absolutely boycotting Montreal players, but this Carey Price card, I hate to say it, looks like he could be a very dominant goalie on the ice with dialed in showstopper and 93 speed, 6'3". I think this Carey Price would be very good. And then Steven Stamkos has 87 speed. I'm actually very curious about that one. 1T and quick release. I'm very curious why Steven Stamkos only has 87 speed, but nonetheless, 87 speed with 90 shooting and 89 face-off. So if you use him at center, he's not bad, but I'm really, really shocked at that 87 speed on Steven Stamkos. And then we got Roman Josi has Send It and Wheels. Wheels is actually interesting. I like wheels on defensemen because when you're breaking out of your zone, it activates. But not only that, when you're chasing down a forward, wheels activates without the puck. So wheels is a nice defensive ability to have on if you can, to help chase down somebody if they're skating away from you. Nashville has a terrific combination, but let's be real. As good as this card looks, he's not the captain you're building. And Charlie McAvoy, also 88 speed, looking good. 89 defensive awareness will stick him up. But again, unfortunately for McAvoy, not the card you're building. Mika Zibanejad has quick release and tape to tape, 88 speed, 82 face-off, so unfortunately he wouldn't be usable there. 88 speed with 85 shooting accuracy is not terrible. But again, at the end of the day, this card could be the best card in the world. You're not building it because you don't want to spend that egregious price on the auction house on Connor McDavid's card, which, by the way, $349,000. No. There is now 111 Connor McDavids on the auction house because, oh baby, is it time to sell. And he is down to 99,000 coins. And why, you might ask? Because it is easy and cheap to build the 86 Connor McDavid's captain card, and he gives your team a boost. So see you later to anybody that thought they were making coins on Connor McDavid, because he is getting sewered now that he's 99,000. And I wish I could say I put out a video 3 days ago telling you to sell Connor, but I'll just let you marinate in that one. Now, with that being said, Connor McDavid has a pretty nasty card. He's the captain build. Wheels, ankle breaker, 93 speed, 94 acceleration, 91 shooting, 91 face-off, 91 deking. This card is the build. And when you add that to the fact that you can get +2 on him, putting him up to 93 face-off, 95 speed, 96 acceleration, yeah. Good night to to that one, right? That is the absolute must-build captain. I would be surprised if we don't see Connor McDavid's captain card on everybody's team because he's got wheels, he's got 95 speed, and he's good enough to be on the faceoff dot, and the lineup combination makes it absolutely ridiculous to not have him. So as you can tell, because I got Taylor Hall and Brian Rust on my first line, it is time to say goodbye to the Leafs theme team. And it is time to mess around with these new lineup combinations. So you'll probably see me with Eric Lindros, Connor McDavid, Michael Gartner, Leon Draisaitl, a New York Ranger, I don't know who yet, and Steven Stamkos, all on a line, all on those two lines, and then I'll play around with it from there. But it might be time to build an absolute God squad and just see what we can do with all the new lineup combinations and all the new cards, because it looks like it might be fun to do. But with that being said, I bought Timothy Liljegren for 500,000 coins off the auction house because for whatever reason, people thought he was going to be a bag of mud. I don't know. And they put him down to 500,000 coins, which was good for me, bad for them. But because I was doing a Leafs theme team, I also had Morgan Riley's fantasy card that I went out and built. So that gives me another additional 10 million, which I'm going to need to deal with everything that we just got. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to leave in the comment section down below what you thought of everything. From how many cards we got, the good cards we got, from the sets to the lineup combinations and everything there is now to do in Hut, because I feel like everything they gave us, it's going to be a busy weekend for the Hut community, which is a very, very good thing. So thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you did enjoy it. Until next time, ciao, ciao.